Hey y'all, oh my god, Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 5 Reunion Part 1. Only word I could think is shade all up and down, around, across the board. Okay, it started off with, Andy introducing each of the girls, and when he got to Candy, he asked to see her ring, and her ring was the ring that she had tried on in Vegas, and she showed it to Todd. And her ring is a cute little oval diamond type ring. But when he got to Nene, honey, Nene was bling bling like Nene had a rock. But Nene has said on Twitter that her ring it symbolizes a carat for each year her and Greg were together. So she has a 15-carat ring. I mean, Candy's ring is not touching Nene's ring for the simple fact that Nene earned it. Nene's been a housewife for 15 years, you know, so she earned it. But when they show Nene's ring and Candy's ring, I can't really, put it in words. Candy's ring was no match for Nene's ring. But overall, I'm happy for both of the ladies. So, Andy got right into the whole lawsuit with Candy and Kim. And Candy filed a lawsuit against Kim for using "Don't Be Tardy for the Party," to for herself, just to bring to profit off of it still. And Candy feels like since they had all this legal psychobabble with "Don't Be Tardy for the Party," and she basically, when they first did the song, she basically felt like Kim just wanted to get a one-hit wonder out of her, and she wasn't trying to pay Candy for making the song for her. So I guess they still have that, that rocky part in their friendship going on. So Candy filed a lawsuit against her. That's going to get messy. So, I mean, Candy had to do what she had to do. Like, she had to, put her business hat on and do what she had to do. So, Andy has said something about, Andy was talking about, how Phaedra is, sexual or whatever. And, Phaedra said to him, well, I love the body. Everybody, she said, everybody up here is a lady. Well, everybody up here is a female. And when she said it, the camera went to Kenya. So I'm basically like, ooh, that shade at Kenya. Phaedra is calling her. She's saying she's not a lady, which is true. But she says she likes, she's comfortable seeing people nude. She likes to celebrate the body. And I mean, I get it. Phaedra, I ain't really like Phaedra when she first came on Real Housewives, but I like her now. Like, she's, mad cool, free spirited. Like, she's not what she tried to portray herself to be when she first came on the show. Like, she first came on the show and portrayed herself as this elegant, and I mean, she is elegant, she is sophisticated, but she was trying to go to the highest of the high with it. Like, she was just doing too much. She was over the top. So they were talking about when they were in Anguilla, and Phaedra had her bathing suit and her fishnet, dress type thing on over the bathing suit. So, everybody was like, well, I think Andy was like, did any of you guys feel offended when she had that outfit on? Everybody else was like, no, she was just having fun. And Portia was like, she was just having fun, and I just wanted to see if she was going to wear it all day, and she wore it all day. Like, I didn't feel offended. Of course, here goes Kenya, Miss Drama Queen Kenya, talking about some, well, I felt offended because you had all these, people here, and they're here with their husbands, and their husbands are seeing her body and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, pause. Let's rewind the tapes back in Anguilla and go back to what you were doing in Anguilla. You were sitting up there flirting with everybody's husband while your man is sitting there watching you. She flirted with the Filipino dude that owned the villas that they were staying at. She was flirting with Apollo right in front of Phaedra's face. And then when Cynthia and Peter was dancing, she was all up on Peter's genitalia with her fake ass inflated booty all up on him. But you were offended by Phaedra's cover up. Really? You ain't even had no words for Phaedra in her cover up until after the whole stallion booty, donkey booty thing fell out. So you need to really, really stop. You know you wasn't offended. Please, you full of shit. Oh my goodness. So Andy had asked Kenya how she's doing cancer wise, and Kenya is like, well, I'm cancer free, and I get checked every 6 months, and I guess it was asked if any of the ladies reached out to her for it, and she said Nene reached out to her, but other than that, nobody else has. And Nene is like, well, you can't expect for this group of ladies to reach out to you. Like, did you really think that Portia and Phaedra was gonna reach out to you and ask how you were doing? Kenya was like, well, I would have been the bigger person if it was me, and if it was one of them. Health wise, I would have been the bigger person and put our differences aside and checked up on them. Bullshit. You know good darn and well, like, even with Phaedra's pregnancy, I'm pretty sure you didn't hit Phaedra up and say congratulations or anything. Like, I mean, okay, that has nothing to really do health wise, but like, I feel like Kenya, she does play the victim. She plays the victim and she wants all the attention on her. Like, she is very attention starved, in my opinion. Because this whole season, she tried to make everything about her. Every activity, event that they invited her to, she tried to make it about her. And it's not about you. It is not about you all the time. And it's like she tries to make herself more relevant than what she is. Honestly, but I'll get back to that later. But she is always playing the victim. I mean, granted, Portia and Cordell got divorced after Real Housewives of Atlanta filmed the reunion. So, she reached out to Portia and was like, even despite what we going through, I don't like to see anybody in pain, so I'm wishing you the best. Which is like, that's a big thing to do. But she how you was acting all season, I wouldn't have called you and said nothing either. And then it's like, and then Portia, because Portia was reading the shit out of her all night. Portia was like, okay, but you went and you got checked out for cancer and all of this, and you said that after this was like a real life experience, like this was new for you. You said that you were gonna change your attitude, and you didn't, and she didn't, because she kept saying, I'm gonna put the drama aside, I'm gonna stop sweating, all of this, and I'm gonna just leave it alone, and I'm gonna just go on with my life. And she didn't. She was still egging on the beef with her and Phaedra, calling Phaedra fat. She was still egging on the beef with her and Portia, bringing up the fact that Portia didn't invite her to Cordell's birthday party. And every time they had an event and Walter was there, she was sitting up there bringing up the stuff with Walter. Like, she kept bringing up stuff. So how are you really changing and you keep bringing up stuff? Bullshit, Kenya. So the next thing they touched on was Candy and Nene's relationship. Now, if you like me and you've been watching all the seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta, ever since Candy joined the cast, Nene ain't like her. Honestly, I feel like Nene didn't give Candy a chance to begin with. When Candy first came on to Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was engaged to AJ, and she was doing like her little music thing here and there, whatever. I guess still producing, you could say. So I think Candy just got caught in the crossfire between Kim and Nene with the whole "Don't Be Tardy for the Party" song, because Kim had originally asked Nene to do the song with her, but when Kim decided to do the song by herself, Nene felt some kind of way because of that. So she took that anger of being kicked off the song and took it out on Candy. And Candy is like, well, it's not my fault. She wanted to do the song by herself, so this is what happened. So I think that's where the strain of Nene and Candy's relationship started. And then it's like ever since then, they just been throwing shots at each other. And, Nene never feels like she throws shots at anybody. She just feels like everything she says is like the truth. And my whole thing is, okay, she kept saying tonight, well, you could dish it out, but you can't take it. Candy can take it, but it's like when she throw it back at you, you have a problem, and that's not fair. Like, you be doing, you be saying slick stuff out your mouth, and it's like when Candy say something, it's when Candy or anybody say something, it's hating, but when you say something, it's like the truth. That's not fair. Just because she's saying something doesn't mean it's, necessarily her hating. That's her opinion, just like you entitled to yours. So Nene, sometimes you can dish it out, but you can't take it either. So you met your match. Just deal with it. So the next thing they talked about was Kenya and Portia's relationship, and we all know from the get go, Kenya and Portia did not. Well, Portia didn't really have a problem with Kenya. Portia was like, real full of life and real happy, and Kenya, I guess, felt uncomfortable. So Portia invited her there as like a special guest, like at her party, her charity event, as a special guest. And she accidentally called Kenya Miss America. And Kenya felt like Portia was being like real slick about it. And Portia was like, no, I wasn't. It was a mistake, and the face that I made was out of embarrassment on my part. It wasn't, I wasn't saying it to be disrespectful or anything. And it's like I said, here she go, playing the victim. Like, okay, what is the fucking difference between Miss America and Miss USA? And for what I heard tonight, Miss America is a higher title than Miss USA. They said Miss America is like based on talent, and Miss USA is like just basically looks or whatever. So that shut her up. And it's like she making a big deal. People are gonna confuse it. I mean, USA is United States of America, and Miss America is America. So I'm still stuck. I'm still lost as to like what the fuck the difference is. USA and America is the same thing. So they were talking about that, and then they were talking about the fact that she said something about how Portia, every time they argue, Portia is bringing up her age, and Portia's like, well, the only reason why I bring up her age is because every time we argue, she bring up mine like I'm a child. And Kenya is like, well, you're ignorant to bring up my age when me and your husband is the same age. And Portia's like, okay, but age does not define maturity. Which is true, because Kenya is like mad immature. For her to be 42, because she's 42 now. 42 or 41? She one of them. She's 42. For her to be 42, she's acting like a fucking child. And it's like, of course you want to throw shots, you want to dish it out, but you can't take it. And that's the thing. Kenya is the same way. Kenya is the same as Nene, but I mean, Nene is real chill about it, but it's like Kenya feels like she always has to defend herself. Like everybody is out to get her. Ain't nobody out to get you, boo. It's just, Kenya is just annoying. So they were talking about that. Then they went on to talk about Cynthia and how people felt that Cynthia was two-faced this season, which I agree. But I liked Cynthia this season. Cynthia was like real cool. She was more laid back. Her and Peter looked like they were like they having fun now, because they done got over the hurdle of businesses closing down and the stuff with her family and what they did at their wedding. Like just all the stress. And like all the stress subsided. And honestly, the Anguilla trip seemed like it brought more of that out of Cynthia and Peter. So I was happy for them this season. Like they renewed their vows, they got married how they wanted. They originally wanted to get married in Anguilla, and everything worked out better. But Cynthia was a little bit two-faced this season, because she was going back and forth telling Kenya, like she was fueling the fire between Phaedra and Kenya, and I think that's part of the reason why, because I remember Phaedra was they were standing outside some event, and Phaedra was talking about how Kenya is crazy and how she need medicine, and I think Cynthia went back and told Kenya that. That's when Kenya came to that Shoe Dazzle event, dressed like Phaedra and everything. So Cynthia was a little bit two-faced, but I like Cynthia this season, so I'm gonna let her get a pass. Now we get down to the nitty-gritty. Kenya and Phaedra. Now, this beef is like, it's petty, and it's petty on Kenya's part, because she's basically beating a dead horse. Now, in the beginning, Phaedra wanted to partner up with Kenya to do a distribution deal for her workout video. Now, something happened where they fell out, because Kenya felt that she should get 10% of Phaedra's proceeds, and Phaedra was like, well, that's not the distribution deal I wanted to do, but that's the one that you gave me. I'm not interested in doing that. So I guess Kenya took it as Phaedra didn't want to pay her. And Phaedra said, no, I never said that you would work for free. I said that that's not the deal that I wanted to do. We still could have been partners, but that's not the deal I wanted to do. You took it as me not wanting to pay you, and like everything just went left. So Kenya steals Phaedra's idea to do a booty workout video. They get into this big fight, and Kenya is basically saying how she feels like Phaedra is too fat to be doing a workout video. First of all, Phaedra never claimed to be fit to do a workout video. She said that after her pregnancy, her first pregnancy, which is with Aiden, she started working out with Apollo and she saw results. So she wanted to share that with the world. Now they going back and forth, battling with numbers, and Phaedra is handing Kenya her own fake Mexico silicone ass on a platter. Phaedra was like, okay, you want to sit up here and talk about how your video is outselling mine. Let's check the numbers on Amazon. Let's check this, let's check that. Like, Phaedra was on point with her stuff. And Kenya is trying to throw jazz at her, but Phaedra is like, okay, whatever. Phaedra is reading the shit out of her. So they're going back and forth. But honestly, like, their beef is petty too. And then when Andy was asking Phaedra if her hair is her hair, Phaedra was like, yeah, I've had the same hairstyle since high school. This is my hair. Every so often I'll probably clip in a piece like an extension or whatever, but I've been having the same hairstyle since high school. And King is laughing like, ha 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 ha. And then, Andy is like, well, Andy's like, what's so funny? And King is like, she's a liar, and we all can attest to the fact that she does wear a weave. And Phaedra is like, well, how would you know? Like, she said, I've been wearing the same hairstyle since high school. So, they're going back and forth. And then, like, I know towards the end, they were, still going back and forth. And Kenya says something to the effect of, I will knock all your teeth on the floor, pregnant and all. That's see, that's a whole nother that's a whole nother issue. Like, why would you? First of all, the woman is with child, so you will put your hands on a pregnant woman. I'm pretty sure your ass will get arrested for that. Like, you are so classless, Kenya. You really are. And the sad thing is, I really liked Kenya before she came on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I cannot stand this bitch now. I cannot stand you, Kenya. I do not like you. You are a bitch. Oh my goodness. But that was just like dead wrong. You're gonna put your hands on a pregnant woman. That's terrible. But they were going back and forth or whatever. And what was the last thing that was said? I just had it down. They were just going back and forth about numbers and all of this other stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is. The second part of the reunion is going to be good. That's when Kim is going to come out, and I guess her and Candy going to finally discuss this whole Cash name or whatever. Because I don't remember hearing Candy. Well, Candy said that she wanted to name her baby Cash on one of the episodes of Real Housewives. But by then, Kim was already pregnant, and she said that she had already decided what she wanted to name her son. So, we don't know. And it's like, y'all are really arguing over a name. Like, there's a million Cashes in this world. If you want to name your baby Cash, name him Cash. So the fuck what? Like, get over it. It's just childish, but it makes for good entertainment. So, I will be right here. More reunions to come tomorrow. Tomorrow is Love and Hip Hop. Cannot wait to see that. So, I'll be here to vlog about it. Thank you for watching. See you then.